I'm pretty sure every one of you must have heard about WordPress so far at least once. If you are interested in websites and small businesses, creating blogs or something like that, I'm sure that you must have heard about WordPress at least once. Now in this video, what we're going to do is we're going to try and understand what exactly is WordPress, what is this software all about, and how we can use it. What are the ways of using WordPress? Let's begin. First of all, to give you a history about WordPress, this was a guy who was hired by CNET when they were developing the WordPress software. Primarily, WordPress was intended to be a content management system for creating blogs. I know back in the days of 2008-9 when I was evaluating WordPress, there were many bloggers who were calling WordPress only as something suitable for creation of blog, and it is not suitable for creating websites. The story is completely different nowadays. So Matt Mullenweg worked for CNET from 2004 to 2006. Then he quit CNET and then he started his own company called Automatic. And the development of WordPress software is now continued by a separate foundation, which is an open source software and which is created, maintained, and updated by a team of complete open developers. Why we actually mention Matt Mullenweg is because he has played a crucial role in the development of WordPress. Currently, WordPress is a software which is powering 39% of all the websites that are available on internet. Now imagine 39% of everything that is there on internet is built on WordPress, and in the rest 61% comes all the different platforms. As I said, it started primarily as a blogging platform, but today WordPress is the #1 choice for anyone who is starting a new website or a blog, a simple individual personal website, or even a complete enterprise website for a big company. WordPress is available as open source software from WordPress.org, and it is also available as a hosted service by WordPress.com. Herein comes the confusion. What is WordPress.org and what is WordPress.com? We'll see that slowly and we'll try to understand the difference between both. But definitely we want to know who uses WordPress. Now, as I said, there is close to 40% of the website, 39% websites are using WordPress. So definitely there will be many big names. Just to give you an idea, I have mentioned some names here like Microsoft News, the White House of Washington, the official US government website, the homepage of Walt Disney Company, the group Renault Company, TechCrunch, Sony Music, and there are many such big giants as well as individual bloggers and hobbyists who are using WordPress. So if you are about to select WordPress as the software for creating your next website, then you cannot be wrong about it. And definitely you can go a long way with WordPress. Now, WordPress.com. What is WordPress.com? We'll first understand this and then we'll try to understand what is the WordPress.org. Now, WordPress.com is a company is a brand which is owned by Automatic.com. That is the company of this particular guy, Matt Mullenweg. WordPress.com offers a complete hosted WordPress service. It means what? You don't have to worry about anything with respect to hosting, the domain name connection, and all the things that comes into the backend of a hosting service. You can also start a free blog on WordPress.com, and in fact there are many free blogs which are running on WordPress.com. When you create a free blog on WordPress.com, you get some domain name like XYZ domain name, or let's say my name is Amit Rana, so Amit Rana 12345.wordpress.com. Like that, I get a website address for myself which is free forever. Definitely, if it is a free forever plan, then WordPress.com shows some ads onto this particular place. However, there are premium plans which are also available on WordPress.com, which you can purchase into, and you can remove the ads, connect your domain, and use the WordPress completely with all its features. All the hosting issues here are handled by WordPress. The alternative way or the different way to use WordPress is using WordPress.org. Now, WordPress.org is the community website which is currently updating and maintaining the WordPress software. Anyone can go to WordPress.org and download the core WordPress software. This is the core software of WordPress which can be run on any web server. You can run it on any local web server like LAMP, WAMP or XAMPP, or you can also upload this onto any internet-based web server. For example, the shared hosting packages that you can buy with hosting providers like GoDaddy, SiteGround, Bluehost and several such providers, as well as you can install it on a cloud instance like for example, if you are using cloud instance like AWS, Azure or Google Cloud, then you can upload this over there as well. Now, what is the problem with self-hosting WordPress and what are the things that you should consider? Now see, if you plan to self-host WordPress, means you don't want to use WordPress.org or WordPress.com. So if you don't want to use WordPress.com, then while self-hosting the WordPress, you have an option to use the hosting companies. Most of the popular hosting companies now provide the automatic installation of WordPress. It means you don't have to go to WordPress.org, download the software and upload it manually. It is all done by the hosting companies for you. Then most of the networking related issues are also taken care by the hosting provider. However, there will always remain some things which needs to be done by the user. For example, WordPress requires frequent updates to its architecture, to its different components, and that has to be done manually by the user. Overall, the default features in WordPress are like this. As it was meant to be used as a blogging system, you can create posts inside WordPress, you can create pages inside WordPress, you can create the menus in WordPress, and you can create sidebars in WordPress. These are the things which comes by default as a standard feature of WordPress. However, to use any of the features and to extend the usability or extend the design capabilities of WordPress, you definitely require a theme to function, which decides the core functionality of the software. Now remember, don't confuse this theme with simply selecting a color theme like we do in Windows or in our mobile phone or something like that. No, it's not like that. A theme in WordPress is a completely different software package. Without theme, a WordPress software cannot run at all. By default, the WordPress software comes with the theme developed by the WordPress team itself. They call it based upon the year. So there was 2018, 2019, 2020, and now the 2021 theme will come. So they just name their default theme by the name of the year. And apart from that, there is a very big library of themes which you can download for free as well as you can buy them. I cannot even tell you, there are companies built on this one idea of creating themes for WordPress. Because WordPress is such a big software, then there are people who have created entire businesses and which are like $1 million enterprises who are doing only the job of creating themes for this kind of software or for WordPress. Apart from themes, the functionality of the WordPress can be extended using the plugins. So this architecture of WordPress, where you have theme and where you have plugin, makes it the most beautiful choice. Because what happens with plugins is you can extend the functionality to a very big extent. It can be a very simple slider or a contact form that you want to integrate, or your Facebook page highlights you want to show, or your live Twitter feed you want to show. You can do all these things and many more using the additional plugins. There are a number of different plugins where you can integrate many services into WordPress directly. Showing a Google form on your WordPress site, check. Showing your own particular Instagram feed on the WordPress page, check. All the different things can be achieved by plugins, and moreover these were very simple things I'm talking about. The thing becomes interesting with the kind of plugins which convert your entire WordPress into a learning management system. So there are plugins like LearnDash, LearnPress, and WP Courseware, which convert your WordPress website into a LMS. Then there is Woocommerce, which is again a free plugin which converts your entire website into e-commerce. You can add forum plugins, you can add many different discussion boards and anything you can do with plugins to your WordPress website. Currently, the official repository holds 55,000 plus plugins, and apart from that there are countless other premium plugin developers who are creating their plugins and selling it. Now this makes the WordPress a very beautiful choice for creating any kind of website. However, you have to make a decision whether you want to go for the self-hosted WordPress way or you want to use the WordPress.com. This comparison will make the choice easier for you. Now see, WordPress.com has some paid plans, but even those basic paid plans don't allow us the installation of additional themes and plugins, which is a must if you are using WordPress. So if you don't want to extend your functionality at all, then you can use the most basic paid plans. Apart from that, if you want to install your themes and you want to install your plugins, then you will have to go with a premium business plan on WordPress.com, which is coming at a higher cost. The benefit of using WordPress with WordPress.com is you don't have any headache of maintenance, you don't have to worry about the bandwidth issues. Basically, hosting related issues are not at all present when you use WordPress.com. You just build it and forget it. This is ideally suitable for those people who want to use WordPress but who don't want the hassles of the hosting company, the domain name connection, the interconnection between the two. Then there are ports blocking, there are different malware attacks and so things which happen with WordPress. So if you don't want any of those technical hassles, simply go to WordPress.com and sign up for creating a plan. Definitely, this will have some limited expansion capabilities. It is ideally suited for website and blog, but if you are planning for a big project like creating a learning management system, then I would strongly not recommend going this way, and instead you should go with hosted WordPress. As I said, there are many companies who are providing you the WordPress hosting, and using a web hosting provider is beneficial for people. Like if you are a small business or a startup or a small team of 1 to 10 people where you don't have any IT team and you are going to create a small project. In that case, hosted WordPress is good for you. You have to maintain some technical things and know-hows, and the learning curve here is a little bit of steep. Ideally, learning WordPress is simple, but with hosting provider, you have to understand the hosting backend also, the cPanel or any kind of the dashboard that they provide to create the WordPress site, to create email addresses and many things. You have to learn those things. The last one is your own cloud installation. So you can create an instance with Microsoft Azure or AWS or the cloud providers like that, and you can create your own WordPress installation over there. Definitely, this is an option which is not preferred by smaller teams, and it is preferred by big companies or startups who has their own dedicated technical team. So if your entire business is about selling goods online, then definitely you will have your own tech team who has to deal with that, and such kind of larger projects can be done on your own cloud installation. Now enough of chit chat, let's see some demonstration. Okay, now let me first of all show you wordpress.org. So this is the basic software. From here you can download the software. So all the features are shown here and many things are included. Ideally, you cannot do much by downloading the software as such on your computer if you don't have a server. Now, if you go into the themes and plugins library, then there are, you can't stop browsing through it. There are so many themes and plugins. So these are for SEO, for contact blocks, and for many things. Now, you cannot simply see that all in a page because I said 55,000, but currently there are 58,034 plugins. So let's say I want a slider. I just search for slider and I get all the plugins about slider. Similarly, I want Facebook plugin, for example. I just search for Facebook and I'll get all the different plugins which support the Facebook functionality or which add something of Facebook to your site. Same thing is about themes. So on the WordPress repository, currently there are close to 8,000 themes, and there are many more offline which are sold directly. So this is WordPress.org. If you are using a hosting service, ideally you will never come to this place because the addition of themes and plugins, both of them can be done from your dashboard. Let me show you how that looks like. So this is my website which I'm going to show you today. That is kitflix.com. Here I sell my online courses about electronics engineering, and this is my consulting website site. So this is how my website looks like. I hope it's decent. It's built by our small team itself. Now when you go to the backend, any WordPress website which is hosted at some place will have this kind of admin login system. So website.com/wp-login. Here you have to put your ID and password and log into your website. Now once you log into your website, this is the look of your WordPress dashboard. On the left hand side you can see everything. So you have post menu, you have pages menu, you have media gallery, comment section. Then in appearance you can see there are themes, widgets, there are many things over here, and here is the plugins section. So you can even go to plugins section and you can search for new plugins and install directly from this place. Currently my website is having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 plugins. You can use as many plugins as you want, but it is ideally recommended that you keep the plugin usage to minimum. If I go to appearance and themes, you will see I'm using this theme Divi by Elegant Themes. It is a premium theme which is not available for free on the WordPress.org platform. However, you can always go to add new themes and you can see all the different free themes which are available for your WordPress. This particular thing I have used, or I'm using my WordPress installation on a hosting provider called hostinger.in. So they are giving me a decent quality at an affordable price. So I'm using this company. Now if you don't want to go with this way, then you can simply go to wordpress.com and you can create a free account. We'll not do that. We'll do that in a separate video. But for now, let's try to understand what are the different plans and pricing about it. So since I'm from India, the plans in Indian rupees will be shown to me. Depending upon your country, you will see all the different plans. So it's not that huge to get started with. So there is personal, premium, business, and e-commerce. If I compare, you can see there is 24/7 live chat support only in business plan, but rest all the plans may have a basic chat support. Then the most important thing for us is install plugins, upload themes, and this kind of things. So they are only available in business plan. Otherwise, you cannot install plugins in premium as well as personal, and definitely not in free account. So depending upon your usage requirements, depending upon how you plan to create your websites and you want to scale it, you can select any one of these options. There is no such thing as only this is the thing to do or this is the thing that should not to do. Apart from that, these are the hosting companies. So Bluehost is there, Hostinger is there. The best one I have so far found is SiteGround, but it's also one of the most expensive services. There are many such hosting providers. You just go through them, talk to the salespeople, look into their plans. So if I go to Bluehost website, bluehost.com for example, then I can navigate through their WordPress hosting plans. So you can see WordPress hosting. Everyone has their own WordPress hosting plans, you can see. So shared hosting, cloud hosting, and directly WordPress hosting. Everyone is having WordPress hosting as a standard product now. That's the popularity of WordPress. So they will have different plans and pricing, and you can choose the one according to what you feel better. I would say try with these leading companies which I have personally have experience with. I don't have any affiliate connection with them. It's just I have found them to be very responsive. The support is good, and the service is rock solid. So that's about WordPress. I hope it's completely clear to you. On WordPress.com, you get a complete hosted solution. So when you create an account, you don't have to worry about the hosting panel and everything. Whereas if you go to Bluehost or Hostinger or SiteGround or any such hosting company, you have to deal with few minor issues with respect to hosting also. Choice is yours. Choose wisely and start creating your websites with WordPress. Thank you for watching this video.